Talk Show, and we're here with Centrum Rhino and Gobota. I might not say that right. I'm gonna get someone to say that name right. They're cardiologists, PC. I wanted you all to see these people, to see this business. It works. Someone told me, and you know it's technicalities on Jazzy Red Show. Someone told me that somebody, Mr. Rhino, saved her life. So I wanted to come out here and film them and want my viewers to know some good doctors, okay? Jazzy Red, we love you. Peace out. At Talk Show, I wanted you to see the building, and they're going to tell you the location, because I got 600, but they're going to tell you the location. Oh, it is nice. You see the fountain, ladies and gentlemen? That just calms you when you walk up to hear that water. Jazzy Red, peace out. Jazzy Red Talk Show, and we've got a man that's serving the wine outside. This is so nice. And ma'am, what is this? Tell them what this is, because I forgot how to say it. Let's do it right.
Our doctors are having a lecture. We usually have 2 lectures in the fall, and we have 2 lectures in the spring. Last week we had Dr. Citron and Dr. Reiner talking, and this week we have Dr. Gupta and Dr. Gross. And patients are able to invite family members. They're able to invite other patients that maybe they think would enjoy coming and speaking with our doctors about their heart problems. And it's just kind of a time for everybody to get together and talk one-on-one and not just behind a closed door in an office.
And that is so nice. Give my viewers your name. What's your name?
My name's Karen Hocklander, and I'm the office administrator for Citron, Reiner, and Gupta Cardiology.
And who is that handsome man next to you?
This is Mr. Jabelli. He is one of our patients, and he joins us for all of our lectures, all of our Christmas open houses, and he greets our patients. They love him. He's like an employee with us. Oh,
and they have wine. You got like lemonade. We've got wine chilled. This is just so professionally done. They've got lemonade for the people that don't drink like Jazzy used to years ago. But it is such a pleasure to meet you all, and this is so nice. So we're gonna go back. We're gonna go in the inside and show some of my viewers some of the lecture, because it's very informational.
And after the lecture, it is all free.
And it's all free. And you got refreshments, you got food.
We have food, all kinds of food for the visitors to enjoy, food, desserts, and kind of mingle with the crowd.
And mingle with them.
And then December the 5th, we have our Christmas open house, which RSVP. You can find our number in the phone book, Citron, Reiner, and Gupta Cardiology PC, December 5th, around 3:30, 4 o'clock. We'll have our Christmas open house, and that is really worth coming in to see. Okay, we needed that. We got it, and we got something to get the address off of. We're gonna get the address. Yes.
We'll get the address so we can get it to them when we go on the inside. Jazzy Red, peace out. Jazzy Red Talk Show, and I wanted to show you how they go out of the way for their patients here. Look at that. Look at what they got. Look at what they got. Oh my gracious. Oh, you all are hungry right now, I know. And we're going to show the centerpiece, Jazzy Red, peace out. Isn't this beautiful, ladies and gentlemen? For you all that love flowers, look at this arrangement here. Isn't it beautiful? They've got some more food on the other side that I'm going to show. Peace out. Look at the chicken tenders. Look at this. Look at this. They've got dip, and look at that. For you seafood lovers, they have shrimp with the Creole in there. This is just done so nice. It's so nice. It's professionally did. And we're going to go in with the seminar. Jazzy Red, peace out. Talk Show, and we're going to get there to cut that phone off. I'm putting him on blast. All right, these are some of the nurses that work here at, give me the name.
Citron, Reiner, and Gupta Cardiology.
Okay, she's got a light boy. Say it again.
Citron, Reiner, and Gupta Cardiology. All of our nurses work together very well. It's really like a family here in our office.
And see them smiling and swinging. They're not choking each other. So they get along. And they say, I'm not going to say anything. The one in the middle says she's going to cry, ladies and gentlemen. I have to tell you that. At least give me you all's name. What's your name?
I'm Judy.
Judy? Okay, in the middle?
I'm Trista.
Okay, and
I'm Ty.
Okay, you like working here with them?
Oh, I absolutely enjoy it. Every one of the doctors are absolutely fabulous. and they're very well suited for all their patients.
Let's get their name again of the doctors. Could you tell me, call their name?
Dr. Citron.
Uh-huh.
We have Dr. Reiner, Dr. Gupta, and Dr. Gross.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I got a great crew. I'm going to tell you what made me come out here. A lady told me that Dr. Reiner saved her life, and she introduced him to me. So I wanted to come out and let my viewers know some great doctors, some heart doctors. I wanted them to know them, okay? All right, all right. Tell them God bless you.
God bless you.
All right.
Or you get some kind of an ulcer formation on the leg, that doesn't heal. We see that. The final stages of this is when you start to have gangrene, or when the muscle starts to die off because there's not enough circulation going on. So those are some of the stages that you could go through with peripheral arterial disease. If we diagnose PAD, the first test that we're going to probably do to investigate this further is do a simple vascular ultrasound. Non-invasive test, nothing, you get to see Tiny Tim, as we call him. I'm sure a lot of people have seen him here. He's a big old bulky guy, we call him Tiny Tim. He does the ultrasound on the leg arteries, and we will check and see where exactly those blockages are. And then, we're able to characterize it further. He can tell from the test whether the blockage is up here, above the hip, between the hip and knee, or below the knee. Why is that important? It's important because, one, it manifests itself differently. Secondly, the way we treat those blockages is different, and we'll come to that in just a minute, okay? So say we go to Tim, and Tim says, I'm seeing some problem here, I'm seeing some problem here, and maybe some problem on the other side, okay? So, how do we determine that? There's a couple of tests that are readily available now, which we probably didn't have about 10 years ago. Something called a CT angiogram, which is a non-invasive test done over at the hospital, but takes about 30 minutes to do. And basically, it can give us a picture that just looks like the arteries itself. It will outline and tell you exactly where the blockage is, and we can make a plan or a format based on where the blockages are to how to treat that. Okay? Now I'll just kind of go into the basics of this a little bit so we all understand. I like to divide the site of blockages into kind of 3 different portions. These are what are called the iliac arteries. Okay? These are the arteries from here to the hip joint. And the important thing about the iliac arteries is maybe about 15 years ago, 10 or 15 years ago, if you had an iliac artery blockage that was becoming significant, all you would have, the option was to get a bypass surgery, what we call it, an aorta bypass graft. Major surgery with probably a 10 to 15% morbidity and mortality rate, extensive operation. You almost never see that being done anymore. It's been replaced by the stent procedures. Either us or the vascular surgeons, we go in, we make a little hole, kind of like I'm doing a heart cath. When I'm doing these procedures, for the most part, all that you're feeling is you're going in for a heart cath. You get a little tube in your leg, and that's how we're going to do all the work. For people who were here last time, we had some wires and balloons and catheters, and everybody got a chance to feel. When we're working in the periphery, looking at the arteries in the legs, the only difference you're going to see is that equipment gets a little bit larger. Okay? And that's also a process, as we talked about how, last time you were here, we showed you how the radial artery caths became kind of popular and are being done more frequently, and how the equipment was changed and modulated to make that work. The same thing happened in the periphery. It was kind of the same equipment that was using in the heart, and we adjusted that and modified it, made it bigger sizes, smaller sizes, whatever needed to be done to take care of that. So a lot of different specialized equipments now become available to treat these blockages. And typically what I would do now is go ahead and put a stent in that iliac artery. Okay? These stents are very long-lasting, have a very good result long-term, and are a very satisfying procedure overall, because you're able to establish the blood flow back and improve the symptoms significantly. Talking about blockages between the hip and the knee. Again, there's different characteristics. Diabetics tend to get more of the blockages between the hip and the knee, and blockages what we call below the knee. Okay, so those arteries tend to be affected more in diabetics. Small vessel disease, again, just like the heart. The arteries in diabetics tend to be diffusely diseased. You know, there is disease everywhere. It's not one blockage. It's the whole artery is lined up with plaque. It's just a more severe form of disease. One thing that I'll say that's a little bit different between the heart and the legs, we think smoking, you know, we know that smoking is bad for your heart. Smoking is even worse for your legs. Most people who have developed peripheral vascular disease are going to end up being smokers. You know, the people who smoke are the ones who are more likely than not to develop peripheral vascular disease. I said, well, a lot of these procedures, you know, we're doing from the legs. It's been a kind of a revolution within the last maybe 5 to 10 years in how we treat blockages in the legs. We're able to do laser procedures, you know, actually go in with a laser and open up. There's a full segment blockage. There's no flow coming through. We can actually take a wire and a laser behind it and kind of almost dig through this blockage and get into the new section and then line it up with a stent. We're able to do what's called atherectomy, go in with specialized, almost cutting devices that can take pieces of the plaque out. You know, you see them laid out on the table, you say, this is what you've been eating, you know, it's basically yellow gunk that comes out, all right? It's what's been lining that plaque, and then we're able to put a stent there and line it up, and, you know, it looks good as new, okay? A lot of the blockages below the knee, you know, the way we treat them is a little bit different, and I'll just kind of mention that we tend to use stents less in the arteries below the knee. We try to use laser devices. We use some specialized atherectomy devices which kind of take away the plaque, and then we typically balloon these open. Okay, and you know, below the knee blockages are usually worked on in patients with severe diabetes. They got a wound on their leg that doesn't heal. You know, we've had some remarkable results in some of those patients. So, questions about PAD or peripheral, you know, blockages in the legs, since I'm going to move on to the next section of the body. Anybody have any urgent questions?
Well, there's sometimes there's a, my understanding, I just happened to see this, that they give a blood clot. Does that enter into this, what you were talking about?
The blood clot part? The blood clots are typically seen in the veins in the legs. Okay. So that's the circulation that's coming back to your heart. We're talking about the arterial supply, which is going down to your legs. But very rarely you can actually see clots in the arteries as well. Usually that's when it comes from the heart. There's a clot in the heart that breaks loose, goes all the way, it goes into your legs. And we've had occasions where we've had to go in urgently and take those clots out. So valid question, but more likely than not what you're hearing is veins that are clotting.
Is it one of the symptoms of that in the hip, like when you lay on your hip, you get the hurt and stuff like that? Is that one of the symptoms?
Yeah, like I said before, typically blockages will not cause pain just laying down. You're going to see that happen more when you're walking, okay? It's kind of like the heart. You know, sitting down, your heart doesn't bother you. You walk, you try to do something, you start to tighten up in your chest. Same thing in the leg. It's the cramping, it's the blockage in the leg that becomes significant when you have symptoms when you're walking, typically. But we struggle with that all the time, you know. Says, Doc, my leg hurts. Could it be a blockage? And more often than not,
the reason why I was asking, because here lately, I mean, I ain't been able to put pressure on that leg because in my hip, I get the hurting so bad in my hip, I can't really put pressure on my leg.
But, you know, like I said, there's other things that can cause that as well.
Right.
You know, it's just something to kind of think about. And it looks about 2 centimeters square, about this big. And suddenly it becomes about 6 centimeters. It becomes that big. And basically what we think happens is the plaque and the atherosclerotic buildup kind of loosens it up and makes it more susceptible to enlarging. And what happens after it keeps on enlarging? It bursts. And you can imagine it's not a good thing when an aneurysm in the stomach bursts, because that's going to be catastrophic. You're going to end up in the emergency room if you're lucky, and you know, they have to undergo major surgery or stent placements and things of that nature. So, aneurysm, you know, one of the biggest risk factors for aneurysm. We talked about peripheral vascular disease. We said smoking is probably one of the biggest risk factors for blockages in the leg. Same thing with aneurysms. Probably smoking is the #1 risk factor for blockages in the, for aneurysm formation as well. Second biggest risk factor is family history. Okay, if somebody's had a parent or brothers or sisters who have had aneurysms, they tend to run in families. That's what we've kind of learned over the years. So again, very similar process. And you know, we do a lot of aneurysm checks here because we have a lot of patients with atherosclerosis and they get involvement in the aorta. Typically, we're not going to do anything till they're about 4.5 centimeters in size. Used to be that the only way you could treat these aneurysms was you had a surgeon go in, they cut the aorta out, and put a patch replacement on it, and kind of repair the aneurysm. Again, very major surgery, high morbidity, high mortality associated with it. More recently, we've been able to fix them using what I call covered stents. Okay, that's another piece of equipment. Now these are large stents. Okay, these are probably the largest stents that we use. They're about 25 millimeters, so they're about that big. If somebody remembers, I don't know if we showed you the stents last time. I don't think we did. We showed you the balloons. They were real tiny. Stents used in the aorta, the main pipe. They're massive stents. So that's usually a procedure done in the OR and things of that nature. But they can be fixed with stent procedures now without going in and opening it, and that's been pretty revolutionary. That's cut down the morbidity, mortality associated with this process quite a bit. You know, in the past, again, we weigh everything based on risk and benefit. So in the past, we probably wouldn't send somebody for a major surgery till it was about 5.5 or 6 centimeters in size. Now we're a little bit more relaxed. We're probably sending people more for surgery about 4.5 because the risk has gone down. Okay, so when the risk goes down, you're able to do things which will benefit more people.
Did you say that that's mostly from smoking or just plaque?
It's both, but smokers tend to get aneurysms more likely than non-smokers. Okay, now it can happen in non-smokers as well. When you have plaque everywhere in your body, and this is one of the places where it can affect. But you know, there's certain dynamics that cause different things in different people, and smoking tends to be one of the biggest risk factors for aneurysm formation as well. You know, so the risk group that I kind of keep in mind, somebody who's ever smoked, is over 65, and has a family history. That person, in my mind, needs to be screened for an aneurysm. Okay, that person needs to have an ultrasound. Very simple test. Again, you get to see Tiny Tim for that. You can't eat anything for 4 hours when you come in. He just does an ultrasound, takes about 10 minutes, but we get very good and useful information from that test.
And what test did you say, Dr.
It's an abdominal, it's a ultrasound test, abdominal ultrasound. It's just doing an ultrasound looking at the aorta. Okay. Any questions on that before we move to the next topic? No? Okay. The next set of arteries that come out are the kidney arteries. And again, this is a major organ that these arteries are supplying that causes a fluctuation in your blood pressure. Okay, the kidneys are organs that sense your blood pressure, and based on your blood pressure, they release certain hormones and certain chemicals that increase your blood pressure as needed. So guess what? If there's a blockage in the beginning of the artery, if you squeeze a pipe, the pressure, there's a pressure drop that happens beyond the blockage. Okay? You have a certain pressure that's going in, you have a blockage, and then suddenly it opens back up, the pressure drops. So if you have a blood pressure of, this is the aorta, this is the main artery, this has a blood pressure of, say, 140. The kidney artery is sensing a blood pressure of 80 because of this blockage. It says, oh my goodness, the blood pressure is 80. And the kidney is going to release chemicals and hormones that increase the blood pressure so that it becomes 180. Kidneys are now going to sense a blood pressure of 120, and they're going to be happy. They're going to say, okay, I corrected the blood pressure. But guess what? The rest of the body, which does not have the blockage, is going to sense a blood pressure of 180. It's going to affect your eyes, it's going to affect the other kidney, it's going to affect the heart, it's going to affect multiple other organs. Okay? So that's one of the biggest things that we think about. Now, you know, when is it more common? Usually when I see blockages in kidney arteries, it's in people who have sudden changes in their blood pressure, okay? Somebody who's 60 years old said, I never had blood pressure problems in my life, and last 6 months my blood pressure's been 108. So guess what happened? More likely than not, they had a blockage in their kidney artery come up that's caused their blood pressure, which was normal, to spike up all of a sudden. There's another group of people that get blockages in the kidney artery that can be significant. These are young women in their 40s and 50s. It's not that common. It's not nearly as common as plaque buildup or blockages related to cholesterol and things like that. Something called fibromuscular dysplasia, or FMD. And basically what it is little webs can form in their kidney arteries. And that causes the same thing. It causes a blockage to happen, usually a little bit further down, and causes the blood pressure to go all of a sudden in this young, healthy population. Otherwise, typically women. Women tend to have this much more than men, especially in this segment. What do we do for these? Again, about 20 years ago, probably the only procedure we could do was doing a bypass, taking a little segment from here and attaching it beyond the blockage so the blood flow goes through here. More recently, within the last 10 to 15 years, we've been able to do the same procedure with a stent, use catheters that are specialized, go very close to the kidney artery, put a wire through that, balloon this artery up, and if the balloon doesn't work, then we end up putting a stent to open these blockages up. And usually we'll see a drop in blood pressure, drop in the number of medications that are being taken, very effective treatment for the right patient. Okay? Not everybody needs it done. Typically, you have to have 3 or more blood pressure medicines that you're requiring, or you have to have a kidney dysfunction that's starting to happen because of this blockage. Okay? Any questions on that? Nope. All right, we'll go further up. Blockages in the stomach artery. Let me just touch on that real quick. There's 3 different arteries that supply the vasculature or the blood supply to the stomach. Typically, if one of them is blocked up, you're not going to have any symptoms. More likely than not, if 2 of them blocked up, you're not going to have much symptoms. But if all 3 are blocked up or have significant problems, that's when we typically see symptoms related to it. Because all these arteries come out and then they have collaterals or little meeting points between each other. So as long as one of them is able to supply the blood supply, it's going to be just fine. Okay? But we see situations where people come in, they say, you know, I've lost 20, 30, 40 pounds because over the last 6 months, anytime I eat, I start hurting my belly. So I stop eating. Okay? It's intestinal angina. We've heard of that term angina used for the heart all the time. This is called intestinal angina, where your stomach doesn't get the blood supply when you eat food, and hence, there's a chance to have blockage in this. We've seen patients with that. We've treated patients with that. Some of them, most of them do real well. Again, the only process we had was balloons and was bypass surgery to those. Now we can treat them with balloons and stents very successfully as well. Okay? So just a couple of words on that. Let's come up to the arm arteries. That's the next one. I'll make another diagram. This is the main artery coming out. Okay? Let's talk about this one. This is the left arm artery. This artery is very special for one reason. How many people have had bypass surgery? A fair number. Most people who have had bypass surgery have had use of what's called a mammary artery, left internal mammary artery. Okay? Where does that artery come from? It comes from the left arm artery. So what do the surgeons do when they're doing a bypass? This artery is attached to the arm and kind of goes and supplies the muscles in your chest wall. They take it up from the muscles in the chest wall and they hook it up to the artery of the heart. Okay? There's a surgeon's, there's actually a a surgeon from Brazil who kind of pioneered this technique and was done up in Cleveland Clinic the first time. And 90% of the 90+% of the bypass surgeries will use the left internal mammary artery, if at all possible. I mean, it's the bypass graft that does the best. It probably gives you the best longevity in terms of how well the bypasses are going to do, and most people are going to have that used, if at all possible. And typically we go to the LAD or the main artery of the heart. Now, why does that become important? Because we've seen situations, and I'll tell you, this was one of the cases I remember from my training up at UAB, which I can never forget. This guy, he came 3 times to the hospital. Every time he would come, he would be working out in his yard and cutting down limbs. He'd be using his arms, cutting down limbs. And all of a sudden, he'd go into respiratory distress. He'd end up in the emergency room, or they'd have to call EMS because his heart, he was filling up with fluids, and they could never figure out what was going on. He had bypass done many years ago. And finally, second or third time he came in, somebody said, something happens when he uses his arms. And they couldn't figure out what it was. And basically what it was, he had a blockage in his left arm artery.
Pumping chamber and then out to the aorta, and it's delivered to all the parts of the bodies through all those vessels that Dr. Hughes just discussed. And the blood is delivered to all parts of the body. It's cleaned, it's oxygenated, and it delivers all the nutrients. So the electrical system of the heart, which is what tells the heart to beat every second of every minute of every hour of every day, lives on the right side of the heart. So the origin of every heartbeat starts out at a structure that we call the sinus node. That's where your heartbeat starts. And then electrically, the sinus node sends impulses down to the bottom pumping chambers through some special electrical fibers called the AV node, which is what we call the gateway between the top and the bottom chambers of the heart, and then through other electrical fibers called the His-Purkinje system. So you have the top chamber of the heart called the sinus node, which is what originates the heart, and there's something called the AV node, that's the gateway of the connection electrically from the top and the bottom chambers to the heart. And what's important about that is when you have slow heartbeats, we have to identify where's the problem, because you have to have a connection electrically between the top chamber of the heart and the bottom chamber of the heart. If the top chamber of the heart beats, but there's nothing for the heart to beat, then you don't have any firing of the heart, you don't have any meaningful beating of the heart, and your heart stops, and your EKG is flatlined, and nothing's happening, and you die. So something has to tell the heart to beat, and this is what tells the heart to beat. Now from there, we go into all different, when the heart goes haywire and the heart goes fast, then it all comes back to where does the problem occur. Does the problem occur, is it a top chamber problem, or is it a bottom chamber problem? So when people come in and they have rapid heartbeats, we divide all of it into where does it come from, where is the origin. Is the heartbeat coming from the top chamber of the heart, is it coming from the bottom chamber of the heart? So the electrical system of the heart is basically divided into problems. Are they coming from the top receiving chambers? Are they coming from the bottom pumping chambers? Because the prognosis is very important and the way we treat it is very important. So I think the first thing that we'll talk about is people that come in that have slow heartbeats and what's the treatment for slow heartbeats. So when people come in and their heartbeat's slow, we have 2 different, or 3 or 4 different types of problems. We have a problem that the origin of the heartbeat stops beating, so they have sinus node dysfunction. So their sinus node stops, they get laziness, their heartbeat's slow, they'll come in with fatigue, they'll try to exercise, they won't be able to do anything. They'll try to, something that usually happens progressively over weeks and months and even years is they'll tell you, well, I used to be able to walk 2 miles and now I can barely walk 2 blocks. And you'll walk them in the office and their heart rate would be 40, and when you walk them, their heart rate would be 45. And the problem is the origin of their heartbeat is just plain wearing out. They can't keep up with their electrical activity, or their activities, their daily living, their exercise efforts. And it just stays slow and blunted and can't do anything, and they can't do anything. They come in, the other problem that people can come in is with slow heartbeat, is the connection between the top and the bottom chambers of the heart can wear out. So their top chamber of their heart, their normal sinus node, is beating and it's trying to tell the heart, I need heart rate, but the connection between the top and the bottom chambers is out to lunch. And so the top chamber's beating, but the bottom chamber's not beating. So either dropping beats or even completely disconnected. And that's something that we call heart block. And that's an emergency because, like I said, the bottom chamber has to beat or you're in big trouble. The bottom chamber is the main pumping organ that's delivering blood everywhere. So it has to beat to pump blood to all your vital organs. And if it's not beating at a normal rate, and with, then you're not getting enough blood supply to your brain, you're not getting enough blood flow anywhere. So when you have heart block or your heart's dropping beats, people tend to have more dramatic symptoms than just feeling slow and sluggish. They can come in with fainting, with weakness, feeling bad, and a lot of times these are the people that we see that are emergencies. So when you come in with slow heartbeat, the proper treatment for that is a pacemaker. And all the pacemakers that we put in now are pacemakers called demand pacemakers. And that's a device where we place one or two wires into the vein underneath your collarbone. And all pacemakers usually will have a wire in the top chamber of the heart and a wire in the bottom chamber of the heart. And they will completely correct whatever kind of slowness you have. If your sinus node is out to lunch, it will pick up and make your heart beat normally. If this connection between the top and the bottom chambers of the heart is out to lunch, then it will reconnect the top and bottom chambers, and your bottom chamber will follow whatever your heart rate is doing. And so a pacemaker will completely correct somebody that's got a slow heartbeat and bring them back to baseline and back to normal function.
Red Talk Show, the young man that was in there with that seminar, this is him. What's your name, young man?
I'm Dr. Gupta, Dr. Ritesh Gupta here at Sitton Reiner Gupta Cardiology. We appreciate you coming out, Jazzy, and being with us here today. It's been wonderful to have our patients, and we offer all the cardiology services and the vascular services as we talked about in the talk. We see patients in the hospital, do procedures. We've done heart caths, as you very well know, and a lot of other cardiovascular issues that we take care of here.
You do take care of them. What's a phone number or?
Yes, we're here on Providence campus. We're on 600 Providence Park Drive, and our phone number is 251-634-1544.
Great doctor, ladies and gentlemen. I just wanted y'all to meet him. Jazzy Talk Show. Tell him God bless him.
Thank you. God bless you.
And come out to him. Jazzy, peace out. The Red Talk Show. What's your name, young man?
My name is Robert.
What's your doctor here name?
Dr. Groves.
How you?
She is lovely, and I have never heard a bad comment about her. It's always good. Everybody upholds her. I think a rating would be 1 to 10. It'd be 20.
It'll be 20.
And I'd recommend anybody to her.
All right, thank you. Here, and God bless you. Peace out. Red Talk Show. Now, this was the lady that was talking. I say doctor. She's a doctor. Tell them your name.
I'm Stephanie Gross.
Stephanie Gross. How long you been into what you're doing?
I think 16 years.
16 years.
Mm-hmm.
And you're a good doctor. They speak real well of you.
Well,
You want to? It is. You want to invite them out to your office.
Mm-hmm.
You want to invite them out?
Surely.
Tell them.
That would be great. I'd love to have everybody come out to the office and for any of these lectures or to see us and look at the office and let us evaluate you. It'd be wonderful.
And she has such a light little voice. That's a nice little doctor with a light little voice. She would come in, I'd be looking at them. When they come in my room, I'd look at them. You are a great doctor, and you handle people with care. I just appreciate you. So they're going to come out to your office. All right, tell them God bless you.
Thank you very much, and it's a pleasure having you.
All right, thank you. Jazzy, peace out. Jazzy Talk Show. It's a young man that work here. What's your name, young man?
Armando.
And what do you do, Armando?
I work in the billing office.
You work in the billing office. Well, and you're a young man. Working in the building office.
Yeah.
Do you like this office? You like the people?
I love this place. I love the people. It's really a pleasure to come into work every day.
It really is. You like it. That's good. All right. That's what we needed. Jazzy Red. Tell them God bless you.
God bless you.
All right. Peace out. Red Talk Show. What's your name, ma'am?
My name is Cora Padileo.
Okay. You the one made those egg rolls?
Yes, ma'am.
Girl, you can sell them things. You hear me? You can sell them. Do you know they are great? They are so good. You know, you're just a blessed sister, and thank you for coming out and helping. And how do you know the office? How do you know that?
I work with Dr. Sidwin.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
Okay, you work with them. All right. Well, nice meeting you. And I got to get me one of them egg rolls. Jazzy Red, peace out. Red Talk Show. Okay, pretty lady, what's your name? And look, she's looking like a glittery star there. She's all shining and everything. Do you like this office? You like the doctor?
Yes, I love this office. Dr. Gooper is a good doctor.
You got Dr. Gooper.
He's my husband's doctor, and I was recently sent to him for evaluation.
Yeah.
I love him. I love his talk show that he has on the radio.
Oh, he has a talk show.
I listen to him on the radio. He's a great inspiration to me.
Yeah.
And this is the greatest part, doctor, you come to.
It really is. And I mean, everybody in here is great. And I'm glad you're speaking up and telling them.
Yes, I'm just comfortable here.
Well, you want to tell them to come out, tell my viewers that they're a good doctor and tell them to come out. Invite
Yes, come
them
on out and enjoy us. You know, this is my first time coming out tonight to the talk thing.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed it, and I learned a lot from the talk tonight.
Didn't we really?
But I really would like for anybody that needs a heart doctor to come to Dr. Cooper.
All right, we got competition. I like Dr. Reiner too now. I like all of them, Dr.
I don't know them.
I know Dr. Reiner. We gonna all speak up for all of them. This is just so great. Thank you for letting me. Did I ask your name? What's your name?
Wanda Black.
Okay, Wanda Black. All right, you live in Mobile?
I live in Grand Bay.
In Grand Bay. Okay.
I'm known as Wanda Black, Wanda K in Grand Bay.
Yeah, Wanda K in Grand Bay.
Yes.
Nice to meet you. I always go to the horse ride down there.
Yes.
Every year. All right, you're such a beautiful lady. You got a
Thank
kind
you.
spirit, and thank you for letting me interview you.
Thank
Peace
you.
out.
Don't feel bad, honey. Hey, don't feel bad. I'm accustomed to these
Okay,
girls.
all right. This gentleman here is having so much fun in this office. We're eating homemade egg rolls, shrimp, and everything. How do you like the doctors here?
How do I like the doctor?
How do you like
the
the
only
doctor?
one I knew was Ben Citron.
Okay, all right.
And he was in knee pants when I first got to know him.
He was okay.
And other than the fact that he progressed through the stages and saved my wife for many, many years,
Save your wife.
I have to respect him.
Okay,
But I also believe he ought to have more fun in life.
that's right.
What does that tell you?
We need to. We need to have fun. You're right. We need to laugh and we need to have fun.
That poor boy, he needs to go back to New Orleans and pull for the Saints.
That is my doctor. What you talk about my doctor? He's great. I like him.
Hey, the guy always stick with losers or Saints.
Okay, but don't talk about my Saints. I like the Saints.
I don't either, except
I like 'em.
Your boss man, Dr. Citron, went to Vanderbilt, which is about the lowest thing you can get. In
Oh, he's
football.
talking about all football. You're gonna make my viewers really call in and get you, buddy.
Is that right?
Yeah, but you're telling the truth. You just don't like certain.
He never heard of Crimson Tide.
He never heard of Crimson Tide. Boy, they're gonna get you. When they see this, they're gonna get you.
You know
But
what he thinks?
I know
he
they
thinks
love me.
because he had 5 boys and no girls, he's a macho, you know?
Okay, he's a macho. Okay. Look, Jazzy Red battery finna go down, and I hate I didn't bring another one. But give us your name. Give us your name.
Earl McDonald.
Okay, Earl McDonald. We got
not
it.
Ronald now.
Okay, I
stuff
believe he been enjoying it.
Off the hog tonight, you know.
Okay, we're gonna do
Does that mean my visits over here to Doc Citron's gonna go up?
No,
to take care of this overhead?
Okay, no.
I'm an ex-baker, you know. We gotta think about
okay, you're an ex-bakery, you know.
Yeah, that's
All
right. That's right.
All right, you want to tell him God bless him.
And he promised me that he would help his brother.
Jazzy Red Talk Show, and this is the Book Avenue. We keep this book hot. It is by Paulette Davis Harden. This is the Book Avenue. It's in a hardback edition now. The place, the people, the memories, 1799, 1986. This is the history of Davis Avenue. And Jazzy Red gonna take you in this book just a bit. It's a man I want you to know about in here. Peace out. I want you to look at this picture. This is J.B. Freelander. I can remember Mr. Freelander. He ran J.B.'s store, and it was Davis Avenue then. This was a blessed man. He taught Jazzy about taxes. I was a little girl and I would sell lemonade and Kool-Aid. I had a stand, and I would buy glasses and make a cake for my mom on their honeymoon and anniversary. And I would buy my gifts from JB's store. Mr. JB's told Jazzy that she had to pay taxes. So I said, wait a minute now, the sign said a nickel for that glass. And he said, yeah, but you got to pay taxes. And so I said, I don't want to pay no tax. I just want to pay what it had. He said, all stores charge taxes, Ada. He taught me about taxes. He said, I have to pay taxes, so I have to charge the customer tax so I can pay the tax. So he learned me about taxes. Now I'm going to show you his wife. Oh, this man, he was just such a wonderful man on that avenue. J.B. Freeland. I'm going to show you his wife now. From left to right. That's Donnie, Harriet, and J.B. in 1940s in their Davis Avenue hardware store. It was such a nice store. I mean, they sold shirts, pants, things for the hard worker. He just was you know something, they told me when in this store, it said, when J.B. closed his store, he had tears in his eyes. He married his wife, Harriet, in 1935. For many years, they worked side by side in the store. J.B. always bragged about what a fine-looking woman his wife was, and over 50 years of marriage, he continued to compliment her. They sold hardware goods, wallpaper, paint, ready to wear, and paid utility bills. Sure did, paid utility bills. This was a legacy. I want to show you just a side view of that before I go back with a picture of this wonderful man here. The picture of the side wall, JB's, and they had like hardware, work clothes, clothing, duplicate. They even made keys, cement and mason mix, pipe. Well, he had a little bit of everything in his store. It was just a nice business. J.B. Freelander was just a nice person. Had his store and treated blacks so nice. He treated us so nice. One thing about him, he just was a businessman. He had a heart, but he was a businessman. And I want you to know again, in closing his store, J.B. recalled, an old Mobilian recalled J.B. closing his store with tears in his eyes. J.B. Freelander, a legacy. And I want to show you the front of that book and tell you where to get all these wonderful stories from. Peace out. Now, the book Avenue in its hardback edition, just freshly reprinted. Thank you, Paulette Harden, for doing that book over again. You can get this, you can purchase this book at English Bookstore, Benville Bookstore, Fort Condy Gift Shop, and it's also a fundraiser. And I'm going to give you the author's phone number. Here's the author's phone number, 251-300-7424. 251-300-7424. Y'all go out and get that Avenue book. It's history, a lot of history. Jazzy Red, we love you. Peace out. Jazzy Red Talk Show, and this pretty lady here is Kim Burrell. Kim Burrell, Reverend, it's Pastor Kim Burrell. Let me get that right. Pastor Kim Burrell. They're having a walk. It's it's called Walk a Mile in Her Shoes, 2013. October the 12th, 2013. It's Pascagoula Beach Park. Registration is at 8. The walk begins at 10 a.m. And I'll tell you what I like this. They got a domestic violence program, and this says, walk a mile in her shoes. There's going to be attendance of a lot of people. She's going to do some encourage. She's going to close with some encouraging words and a song from Pastor Kim Burrell. Jazzy Red is supposed to have an interview with her. This is who I want you to call for info. Call Tracy White, 228-990-4757. And I want to let you know that this commercial came by way of Ruben that works in payroll at Ingalls Shipbuilding. Ruben is helping with this. Mr. Ruben, I don't know his last name, but thank you, Mr. Ruben, for telling me about Kim Burrell being in Pascagoula Beach Park. And remember, this is October the 12th. That number again is 228-990-4757. Go out and meet Miss Kim Burrell. Well, and I said Miss, but it is Pastor Kim Burrell. New Beginnings Domestic Violence Program Incorporated. Walk a mile in her shoes. Jazzy Red, we love you. Peace out. I would like you all to go out and make sure that you pick up your Mobile Beacon. You can also get your subscription by calling 251-479-0629 or 251-421-8316. Coretta T. Blackman is publisher and editor. She's also having this is her 70th year. They got an anniversary that they are celebrating. Give her a call. She'll give you more info on it. It's Thursday, November the 7th. And it's a reception. It's going to be at the Marriott Hotel. You all call to get information. Jazzy Red, we love you. Peace out. BRAW and Praise Production, Mobile, Alabama, and Fisher of Youth Association, Deer Park, Alabama, 2013. They're having a youth gospel talent show. I want to give you a phone number on that. It's coming November the 16th, that Saturday. It'll be at Bishop State College, the Central Campus. You know, that's on 1365 Martin Luther King Avenue. The phone number for that is 251-442-4342 or 251-379-9759. Jazzy Red, we love you. Peace out. That's Reverend Witherspoon. Get out there and see that. Jazzy Red, try to be there. Peace out. Jazzy Red Talk Show, and Jazzy made a mistake last week. I gave you the wrong cell number for Rehoboth Baptist Church, Elder Gregory West, the man that feed people hot meals and give them groceries, shoes, and all on Wednesdays at 12 o'clock. Here's his phone number. Please write this down. 251-377-0030. Jazzy have to apologize. The number again is 251-377-0030. Give Elder Gregory West a call. That's his cell phone. And he give out hot meals and groceries. Jazzy Red, we love you. Peace out. Jazzy Red Talk Show. What's your name, young man?
My name is Chance.
All right, y'all remember Chance. He's been on the show every week for about, this maybe the third or fourth week.
Yes.
But, okay, Chance, tell them what you're running for again.
I'm running for Senate office in Malawi, Africa.
Okay, tell my viewers what you're finna do this upcoming week.
Okay, this coming out week, I'm going to travel to New York to meet the president of my country. Because she's here in the United States to attend the UN Assembly.
Okay, you're going to the UN Assembly and meet the President of Africa.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you're going to bring us back some pictures?
Yes, I'm going to bring some pictures and whatever kind of good interaction I'm going to bring back. So
yeah, take a picture with the President and bring it back.
Yeah, so I show you on this.
That's right.
We're
going to want you to give out your phone number before we do a piece. I'll give him your phone number.
251-545-8234.
And y'all can give him a call and y'all wish him the best, and he's going to New York. I like that. Jazzy Red, tell him about it.
Bye-bye.
All right, Jazzy Red, peace out, we love you. Jazzy Red Talk Show, and we're here with a young man. What's your name, young man?
Lavon C. Manzi.
Okay, tell my viewers what you're running for.
Mobile City Council District 2.
District 2?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, how old are you?
30 years old.
Now, you are on the school board, right?
Yes, ma'am. I represent District 4 on the Mobile County School Board.
On the Mobile County School Board, and you were the youngest man to be on there?
Yes, ma'am.
What about education? Give us a little background on that.
Started at Mary B. Austin, went from Austin to Phillips, from Phillips to Murphy High, graduated from Troy University with a degree in political science.
All right. We got education, we got coolness, and I like you. I'm gonna tell you where I met you at, cause I don't really know Mr. Manzi, but I talked with you one night in Sam's warehouse.
Yes, ma'am.
And you were just so friendly. You had your tie on, your coat, and you were dressed so professional. Hard bottom shoes. They know I've been pushing the hard bottom shoes on this show.
Yes, ma'am.
I just love your spirit. You're a very nice person. And I really appreciate you, but you're gonna tell them to come out and vote for you.
Well, I am. This election is a pivotal election. It's on Tuesday, October the 8th, and we really need for the citizens of District 2 to go back to the polls. I know there have been a lot of elections lately. This is our 6th time going to the polls, but this one will make a monumental difference in our frame of government as a city if we don't go back.
Okay, tell me if you. Tell me, cause we got one of our customers in here. I call him a customer. He's sneezing a little bit. Go ahead and go outside. All right. Let me tell you. What I want you to do is we got a phone number. You know, some of my viewers may want to ask some questions.
Sure.
They may want to ask some questions. So, give me some questions.
Please call me at 786-3293. That's my personal number.
Let's get to 251. 251.
Area code 251-786-3293. No time is too late at this point in the campaign. We're up. We're always strategizing, always answering questions or emails, lcmanzie, M-A-N-Z-I-E, @gmail.com. I look forward to hearing from anyone with a question relevant to the district.
That's right. You can call him, and that's his personal number.
Yes, ma'am.
Call him, and he'll pick that phone up where you can ask him any questions you want to ask him.
100%.
All right, Mr. Manzi. I'm going to wish you the best of luck. And you know, Jazzy put people on whether she in the district or not. I just put them on. You know.
Well, I appreciate it.
Yeah, I just wanted them to know a little something about you.
Well, thank you so much.
And thank you for having a great attitude. I mean, you were in the store and you wasn't mean. You were just so nice. You didn't know me. You were just talking.
Yes, ma'am.
So see how that pays off, though.
It does. It does.
All right, tell them God bless you to come out.
God bless you. Let's go vote October the 8th.
All right, don't move.
All my brothers been shipped to the south, sleeping in rice fields, orders from the White House. But there's only one thing I want to know. Somebody tell me, where did peace go? 10 long years we've been fighting a money war. The poor boy's been dying. Tell me what for? Now there's only one thing I wanna know, Lord. Yeah, yeah. Somebody tell me, where did peace go? 50,000 men have died in vain, leaving their families in misery and pain. But there's only one thing I wanna know.
Mr. President, where did peace go?
Where did peace go, brother?